Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 10 out of Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on a 15-year-old who was gunned down in a school hallway by a friend turned enemy. March 1st, 2021. Daylon Burnett woke up like any other teenager in the 9th grade. It was his first day back to school after 2 winter storms, and he was already late, waiting for his clothes to dry out from the laundry. This was the first full day of in-school learning at Watson Chapel Junior High, and he was on campus by 9:15, unaware that someone was already walking the halls looking for him, asking for him. Only 30 minutes later, classes were changing. That person found Daylon in the hallway outside of the school library and opened fire with a .380 handgun. Daylon's mom received a call from her 13-year-old son. He said he watched Daylon fall after being shot. He said, "Mama, it's serious. I'm walking through his blood right now." The school was being evacuated as police arrived after reports of a school shooter. They found Daylon being treated by a school nurse, breathing with a slight pulse as the nurse applied pressure to the gunshot wound in the back of his head. 2 .380 shell casings were on the ground by where his body was laying. What normally was a 5-minute drive, Daylon's mom was at the school in only 2. Outside in the school parking lot, she saw her son being rushed out by paramedics to a medical helicopter, where he was airlifted to Arkansas Children's Hospital in Little Rock, which was 40 minutes away by car. A female student told officers the shooter was a boy named Thomas Quarles, who was seen leaving the school campus on foot wearing khaki pants and a hoodie. Pine Bluff Police and Arkansas's Department of Corrections Canine Search Team followed in pursuit, locating the suspect hiding under an air conditioning unit behind a house not far from the school. The 15-year-old was taken into custody without incident, and a .380 Ruger LCP was found in his pocket. Daylon was falsely reported dead by the police, as Thomas Quarles was arrested and brought to the Jack Jones Juvenile Detention Center charged with first-degree battery. Daylon would be in the hospital's intensive care unit for 2 days, passing away on Wednesday, March 3rd. And by Friday, Thomas Quarles was back in court, his charge now upgraded to capital murder. His bond was set at $1 million, and he'll remain at the Juvenile Detention Center until his next court date. What's so surprising about this case is both the shooter and Daylon were good friends according to his mother, and are still eerily friends on Facebook. The two played football together for the school and had some sort of argument that Thomas felt was enough to bring a gun to school and shoot Daylon in the head. Not only that, but Daylon's mother was told by students that while Daylon was late for school, Thomas was going around asking other students, "Have y'all seen Daylon? Y'all haven't seen Daylon yet?" While Daylon was home waiting for his clothes to dry, Thomas was already walking through the school with his mind set on killing him. Capital murder in the state of Arkansas carries a punishment of death or life in prison without parole, and I'm unsure how his age will affect his punishment. I'm assuming he's only facing life, and with his age, he will most likely have some form of parole in his sentencing. Now, this is easily a case that has traumatized so much more than just the victim involved. His 13-year-old brother had to see his older brother get shot in the head and then walk through his blood as the school is being evacuated. And I don't know what could have possibly been said that would make a 15-year-old go to school with a gun and blow someone's shit out in front of fucking everybody and walk off as if it didn't happen. Now, I'm thinking the only reason Daylon was even still alive is because he was shot with a .380, which isn't that strong of a caliber. You know what I mean? It's not a 9mm, even though they're like the same dimension, just one's got a little bit more punch to it. It wasn't strong enough to go all the way through. I'm not sure medically what exactly was wrong, if he was brain dead or what it was. But he shot him and he was alive for the next 2 days. And then he passed away. So not only did the family have to call the police department and say, hey, why the fuck are you reporting my son dead? His mother was at his side in the hospital, calling the police saying, why are you reporting him dead? I'm with him right now and he's fighting for his life. She had to go and check the police department, Pine Bluff, and say, what the fuck are y'all doing? Y'all falsely reporting this. So they corrected the situation. And then 2 days later, he does die, which must have only hit everyone that much harder. To hear that he was dead, feel the sense of loss, then know he's still alive, and then know he's passed. And from what I can see on social media, I mean, this wasn't a kid that was actively in the streets. His nickname was Day Day. Some friends knew him as Jack Boy. But this kid wasn't on Instagram, big stupid shit, and he wasn't portraying that image. I hate it when people will find a picture on social media, right? You find a kid throwing up gang signs, or you find a kid with a gun in his hand, and all of a sudden he's this, that. Most of these kids are portraying something. Everyone that knew him, including his teacher, I read his teacher's posts on Facebook, family members, other students, they all remembered him for being a good kid. I mean, he was in the military, ROTC, whatever they had at the school. This kid was a football player. He wasn't bad, and I don't understand what he could have said or what an argument could have been over that would have caused him to get killed in the way that he did. That would have caused the 15-year-old to crash out completely. There's no coming back off this. You know what I mean? You're not beating this case. Somebody said you shot him. There's got to be multiple witnesses, and then you get found with the gun right by the school. You know what I mean? It's over for that kid. He's 15, and he caught a murder. And like I said, he might get life with parole 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line. But as far as anything else, I mean, he just fucked his whole entire life up. And I can't imagine how the community is feeling about what happened, because everyone's been on edge with COVID, letting their kids go back to school. This was the first day of in-school schooling, and they show up and somebody gets shot. You know what I mean? Now they got to go back to virtual school online. And that's so fucking traumatic. I remember there was 2 girls that committed suicide when I was in high school. And it hit everyone tough, you know what I mean? But the way we processed it was by going to school and being around each other and talking about what happened and more or less grieving together. You know what I'm saying? It's not, we didn't sit at home and you're thinking about it and you're all fucked up in the head. We processed everything together, and because these kids aren't able to do so, I can only imagine how it's gonna affect them. But I will be posting the GoFundMe link to Daylon for his funeral services and whatever else the family needs. If you'd like to donate towards that, it will be linked in the comment section below. It's Tan90J. I'm rocking with y'all, y'all rocking with me. Till next time.